Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Duels. This week we're going to be taking a look at an Eldrazi Aggro deck. So if you want to check out the deck tech, it is already out. It'll be a link at the end of the video as well if you want to go check that out. This episode is sponsored by 5 Color Combo, so if you do check the description, you'll find a link to their website where you can find some really cool Magic the Gathering tokens made by real Magic the Gathering artists. So if that's something that interests you, then be sure to check it out. Alright guys, I'll see you in the games. Alright, we're on the draw, and yeah, this is a fairly acceptable hand. We have turn 2 plays, turn 3 plays, and removal, and a late game card. Seems good enough. And we have all of our mana as well. The right kind, which is pretty nice. Our opponent is on black and white. Ooh, Ruins of Oran Reef. We cannot play that this turn, otherwise we can't get the Forerunner out on time. So I think we're just going to play a Mountain and pass the turn. Next turn we go Dragonskull Summit into Forerunner, and we can start attacking with that. Our opponent is rank 32, called Yetis Cafe Machine. Alright. On Esper, actually. This makes me a little happier about getting this Forerunner out, because I imagine it's probably going to get countered later on. So I'll go Forerunner. Oh, what have you got? You haven't seen that one in a while. Yeah, this is actually, oh, telling time. This is actually a very old deck of mine, actually, that I never played on the channel more than once. I think I played it as an announcement video or something like that for the subscriber tournament, but it was never updated. So somebody on Reddit asks for the Nettle Drone, a deck that's based around that, and that's kind of where this one was coming from. So yeah, I thought I'd update it and have a bash. Okay, so he's brought out Liliana. He's probably going to plus and bring him down to a 1/1. That is unfortunate for us, because Liliana is a hard counter for a lot of our creatures, especially in this state. If I was on 4 mana, then I could haste out the Flare Drone to kill the Liliana with the amount of stuff we've got. But instead I'm going to attack him with a Flare Drone, the Forerunner, tick it down to 3. It's probably going to tick it up to 4 again to do the same thing. And hopefully you don't play a creature and I can Flare Drone and get my way in. So I think we're going to go with the Ruins here, I guess. Yeah, why not? Don't plan on removing anything just yet. Get in for 1 on the Liliana. And pass the turn. We do have Harness Lightning open. It's the only reason I don't want to use a hard counter, because at this stage, probably a good chance that Harness Lightning is going to get the job done. Well, he's just going to go for a Read the Bones, which means he's only going to have 1 mana left open. So it looks like we're going to be able to get Liliana into the graveyard at this rate, unless he's got a 1-drop, which I don't think he will. So brings our Forerunner down to a 1/1. There's Nettle Drone. Well, we're going to go Swamp into Flare Drone, pay the 1 to give it haste, and kill Liliana. Sweet. Go to combat and attack in at Liliana. So with her down, we're actually able to get a lot more of our creatures into play. I had a little mini panic attack then. I was like, why is she not at 0? I was like, oh, first strike. Absolutely. Okay. We can actually haste out all of our creatures now. But I'd much rather, just for the sake of it, play Nettle Drone and put a counter on it, for example. We're kind of working our way towards Chandra as well, and when we do that, the game's probably going to be over unless he pulls out a big creature here. But he seems to be filling up with what I'm going to assume is loads of counter spells and stuff like that, but he keeps tapping out and letting me get a better board state, so he's going to get punished. Sky Sovereign, we might get punished as well for overextending, there's no doubt about that. But we're on 5 mana now, and next turn we get Chandra out. And we also have Sky Sovereign as well to ping off opponent's creatures and things like that, so it's not the end of the world. You got to be careful about this deck because it keeps wanting to tap my ruins. It doesn't consider any of the stuff the way that it should. Okay, so colourless creature entered the battlefield, so Flare Drone gets a ping. We're going to put a counter on Nettle Drone, making it a 4-2. Give it haste. We're attacking for a lot. Let's get in. Ooh, you have a reprisal. Well, that means we get to ping you. So we lose 3 damage on that attack. And a creature, of course. But we're still getting in for 6 here. Which isn't bad at all. Okay. So next turn, if he puts down a blocker, we can Sky Sovereign. And if we crew it up, we could probably even Ruins if we get another land. Which would be nice. Yeah, I figured a board wipe would be coming. So, wipes the board. He is hoping for a land, otherwise we're kind of on the defense. Ooh. Okay, well, Sky Sovereign's coming down. We might as well be efficient with our mana. We don't get the attack off of it when it enters the battlefield, but we get it off the attack later on. And any creature in our deck is capable of crewing the Sky Sovereign, which is one of the upsides of running Eldrazi in these colours, is that all 3 power, which is awesome. However, what's the chances of us getting in any damage? Who knows? Because now he gets to hold up his counters for as long as he wants. We get to hold up our removal, but yeah, he's kind of at the land count he wants to be at right now. There's Ob Nixilis, so he's going to be able to draw him cards. Does make sure he loses life, though, which gets us closer to where we want to be. And Sky Sovereign can also deal a fair amount of damage to Ob Nixilis. Oh, I was really hoping that'd be a not actual creature. It's not. We'll get it down anyway. There's an argument for waiting until we have another Eldrazi so I can crew it and put a counter on it, but whatever. Yeah, this is a tough situation to be in. Okay, so he's got Foundry of the Consoles. And he's going up again. Down to 6. We do have burn 4 players as well. Should be noted. So if he goes anywhere near 4, we can kill him. Oh, really? I'm just going to pass through the turn. Make it look like we don't have anything, but actually what we do have is Chandra that could be ready to kill him at a moment's notice. He's just holding up counter magic though, and I'd rather not lose anything. We can actually kill him with the disintegrations alone, actually. Because these deal 3 damage to a creature, player whenever I kill a creature, sorry. Which is enough to kill him if I can get both of them to resolve. So we'll see if he taps out. There's a Jace. I could bait him into countering to try and kill the Jace, because I want these unlicensed disintegrations. So we're going to try kill the Jace. He's going to counter it. Hopefully he goes for a big counter. So I can then... No, he's going to let it go. Okay. Well, that's dead. If he's not countering, then can we kill his Thopters? We can. Does he not have counters in his hand? Well, it doesn't matter, because we get to Firecraft his face for the win. Can't be countered. If he did have a counter... Yeah. You're dead, mate. You can't counter it. 2 instants and sorceries. That fizzles, and you are dead. Woo! Yeah. Got a little bit too low on life, and we could punish him for it. Alright, guys. On to the next game. Okay, we're in. We're on the draw. We have 2 Nettle Drones, Ruins to give them extra counters, and some hard-casted removal. The lands are a bit sketchy, but I think we can take this. Our opponent's mulligan down to 6. They are rank 32, called Sir James. And they are on the play, going with an Evolving Wild, so they're likely multicoloured. What is one of their colours? Let us find out. Green. That bodes well for us. Red's a bit of an iffy one, just because we have a lot of creatures with 1 toughness. It can be a little worrying sometimes to see that kind of stuff. We're going to go with a Dragon Skull Summit here, so that we've got both of our colours of mana. Next turn we probably want a Looming Spires. Turn after that, Ether Hub. That way we have our red and black mana untapped, ready for any of our creatures. And we have one of any colour for our Ether Hub as well. We could even Ether Hub now, but actually, is there any argument to not do that? What I'm thinking is we get the extra energy for our Harness Lightning if we need it. And then the turn after that, we can still just Ether Hub. And we've got the red mana off the Dragon Skull Summit, so we don't need an energy to cast anything in our hand, except for the Disintegration, if we get to that point. So I think I'll just Ether Hub here. Get an extra energy. Hold up our Harness Lightning that way. Somehow I doubt I'll have to use all of the energy. So 3 mana goes for a Nissa's Pilgrimage. Yeah, we didn't have to use any. Okay. So this looks like a green-red ramp deck. Hopefully it isn't using any X-Burn spells to wipe away our board or anything like that, because that would suck. Let's go with another Ether Hub, I guess. We're going to be using them for colourless anyway, so it doesn't matter. So we get ourselves a Nettle Drone down and start the pinging. Okay. I did come up with a very funny deck that I might end up playing the week after next. There we go. There's a Harness Lightning target. That's just, yeah, it's got Nettle Drones in it, so it can maybe give you an idea of what the deck's about. Okay, what we can do here is we can Looming Spires, see if he wants to trade. I highly doubt it, but that allows us to get 4 in and potentially not use our Harness Lightning. Oops, nearly clicked on it then. So we'll go Looming Spires. Give this +1/+1 and first strike. And get in with our Nettle Drone. See if he wants to trade. I'm going with no. Yep. Okay. So we can actually just spend 1 energy on the Harness Lightning to kill this Woodland Wanderer. Do I care about doing it right now, though? That's the thing. Because I could just get down another Nettle Drone, which would untap this guy, allow me to get an extra ping in, and every single colourless spell from that point on would net us 2 damage, essentially. So I think I might do that. Yeah, let's do it. So we untap the Nettle Drone. Means we get an extra hit in. It might deter him from attacking in, who knows. Could also mean that he twin bolts us and that would be upsetting, but can't play around it forever. Jaddy Offshoot. Oh dear. So he gains 1 life every single time a land enters the battlefield. It's also a pretty decent blocker. And he's really thinking hard about this. Does he want to get in through our Nettle Drones? I'm not going to block. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm just going to ping him for 1 here. Down to 16. And no blocks. We don't have to destroy it just yet. We do have to worry if he's got things like Rolling Thunder and that kind of stuff about our life total, but at this point in time, it's not too much of an issue. Right, so we are going to ping him for 2. And I think we want to play the Ruins of Oran Reef here. And Scrap Eat Scrounger. Seems like a good idea. Dominator Drone deals 2 damage whenever you, if you have a colourless creature. So it is one of those things, but I really kind of want to give it a counter so that it blocks the Woodland Wanderer and maybe prevents me from having to use stuff like Harness Lightning. So we'll see. And Scrap Eat Scrounger is just recursion for days, so I mean, it's all good. You could have tapped my mana a little bit better there, game, but I'll forgive you for that. It's only really going to use 1. But what can you do? Yeah, this deck, one of its downsides is not really a downside on my behalf, it's on the game. Because the game doesn't like tapping Ether Hubs and Ruins of Oran Reef, so you've got to be really careful about that. That you don't leave yourself in this kind of situation where the only way I'm going to be able to cast a Harness Lightning is actually by using the energy from the Ether Hub. Which is annoying, to say the least. Okay, so we got him down to 13, we're down to 12. Play our land drop for the turn. What we can do is we can dominate a drone, Harness Lightning this out the way, get a counter on our Dominator drone and get in for a lot. I think that's what we're going to do. So we're going to tap our Nettle drones. 2 damage to you. Right, let's tap this correctly. We want red and a colourless. Kill that. Do you have an answer? You don't. Okay. 4 damage to that. And we're going to go... No. He's trying to tap my Ruins. We get to untap our Nettle drones. So we're getting him for 9 here. And 11 total with the Dominator drones trigger. So he has to block here. Which means his life gain is gone. We're also going to put a counter on that while we're here. Before I forget. So we got 4 3s. So he has to block. We get him for 6. And pass the turn. So he needs a board wipe here. And that's pretty much it. He needs to not play a... Oh, and this is renewal. Does that actually save him? I don't think that saves him. So we've got 4 damage in hand. We've got 13 on the board. Yeah, he's just dead. Sweet. So it appears as though it's not an aggro deck because like half the deck is 3 drops, but it's still just, it manages to catch up from that slow start over and over again. It's awesome. I love this deck. Alright, and we'll just swing him with everything. Do you have a 1-drop answer? No, you don't. There we go. Down goes Sir James. Alright guys, I think that's going to do it for today's episode. So next week is the subscriber deck series, so if you do want to send in a deck for me to play next week, then be sure to send me either in the comment section below, by email, or on Twitter. Whichever one's fine with you is fine with me. And as always, be sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. It helps me out a great deal, lets me know you're enjoying the series. And subscribe if you haven't already for more Magic Duels content. It is weekly, if you did not know, but most of you do. Anyway guys, stay for the end card, see the rest of the content I got to offer, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.